Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Maaike, welcome to Floating in Dreams, which is my hobby YouTube channel where I like to talk about things fashion and makeup. And today I have another makeup video for you because today is going to be my monthly Get Ready With Me. In case you don't know, every month I like to come on here and use items that I've used in my Shop My Stash and sort of give you an update on how I feel about those items and do a full makeup look, sometimes also while chatting about other things. And that's what we're going to be doing today as well. So I hope you would like to stay tuned, because if you were curious after how I have experienced using some of the products in my Shop My Stash, then you'll also get the lowdown in this video. I am going to be using a new to me eyeshadow palette today, which is the Norns palette from Oden's Eye. And I'm super excited to be using that. So that was not in my Shop My Stash, but that's one of the newer palettes that I bought this year that I'm finally getting around to using. So I'm super excited for that. So let's just get to the makeup look. And we're gonna do this a little out of order because I'm gonna have to start with brows, because I was using soap brows this month as part of my Shop My Stash, just to give this a bit of a whirl. This is from Makeup Revolution. Oh, it's really dirty. And I just wet the brush and put the product on there. And I like to actually do this first, because else I feel it messes too much with my foundation. So I've been finding it okay to do it like this. Like, it takes a little bit more brain space to do your brows this way. But what I mainly don't like about it is how messy this brush gets, because I need to clean it constantly, of course. So not liking it that much. So I think that this next Shop My Stash, I'm going to be rolling this one out, because this is not necessarily my favorite kind of thing, and then just go with another like regular brow gel. But it was fun to use this all month. I did use it, I had no issues with it, so that's okay. And then we're moving on to primer. And before I move on to primer, I do want to start with my little chatty bit as well, because I need to give you a bit of a life update. And if I sound a little off or woozy or different than the usual, that's because I'm on really massive painkillers, because I threw my back out this weekend. I was having some back issues for about a week and a half, and then this weekend I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't turn over. So I just saw a doctor this morning and made sure that but yeah, I was like, I want to get this video out, and like, sitting is the thing that hurts the most. So filming videos has been quite a ride these past couple of weeks. But yeah, I'm using my MAC Strobe Cream to prime my face. And it's actually pretty much on its last legs. But yeah, that's been lovely. So July as a month had incredible highs and then some incredible lows, which is right now. So if I do seem a little off, then I do apologize. I only took one so far, but these painkillers can apparently make you very dizzy and woozy and a little out of it, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to be priming my lids with the Revolution Prime and Lock. Again, not my favorite. And literally, this is all you need. Why is this so huge? I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, I've been like already on the mend on and off for the past week and a half, as I mentioned. Because I woke up one morning and I could barely bend over. And before people start saying things like, oh, but you're so young, how can you hurt your back? I have hypermobility. And in case you don't know what that is, if you're hypermobile, your ligaments and like not your muscles themselves, but everything that sort of connects your muscles to your bones are too flexible. So I usually like try to work out and make sure I move and like go for regular massages to help with my back. And due to lockdown, all of that was a little on the back burner. So that's why it's been harder to sort of do my like regular upkeep, you could say. And now that everything has gone back to, well, not normal, because the Netherlands has made a bit of a doozy when it comes to coronavirus measurements, but oh well. Luckily it hasn't affected me, but like, life is starting back up, and that's led me to a couple of weeks where I had some really long work days and I had birthday parties and I was doing okay. But then, you know, just this has to happen, and then my system is like, you want to move, but we don't. So that's sort of what's happened now, and it wasn't going away. But we're going in with the Milani Glow Skin Tint. I thought people would like to see this going onto my skin, because I don't think I've used it in a video yet, save for my full face of Milani that I did in the springtime. So this is a little bit too dark for me. It's just a hair too dark, but because it's quite a thin texture, it works quite well. And I've been using it quite a bit this month. It just, yeah, shade range of this is not ideal, but I do like the product itself. It is very glowy though, and I don't think you'll like this if you have oily skin, because it is quite rich in its texture, like it's very dewy. So I'm not sure if you're gonna like it then. And on my fair skin, I can kind of make it work. It works in terms of depth, but it is a little too peachy orange leaning for it to be the right undertone to go with my complexion. I wish this was a little bit more pink toned, then it would have been perfect. But they don't do that shade yet. So as you can see, it's a nice and glowy kind of foundation. It definitely can make you look a little bit like a grease ball. I think if you have oily skin, you'd have to be careful with this, because it does break up, is in my experience. Like, this foundation is one that, I mean, on me, it breaks up in a good way. Like, it's making me look extra glowy, and it does stay put. It's not one that starts transferring really badly and doesn't stay put. I've been wearing this on work days and it was just fine. But I feel that you do have to be very careful if perhaps you have oily skin. I don't think you're gonna like this, because it's just going to look too oily too quickly, or you would have to use a lot of powder, which I don't think a lot of people might like either. So let's move on to concealer. And for that, I'm going to be using the Catrice Clean ID High Cover Concealer. This is not my favorite concealer from Catrice, let me tell you that. It's nice enough, but it only comes in 3 shades, and this is also, like the Milani foundation, too peachy for me. It doesn't have the right undertone. Again, something I can make work, but it's just not perfect for me. It's just a little too, I wouldn't call it sticky per se, but it's definitely a concealer that takes a little bit more time blending in. It's not as blendable as I'd like it to be. And like I said, the shade range of this is just not perfect. Alright, we're gonna set that with some powder. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish in shade 1, which I'm really struggling getting product out of this compact by now. And I know I can repress powders, I know, but I find with face powders, it very often doesn't make the powder work as nicely. So that's why I don't tend to repress face powders when they run this low, mainly because I just feel it really dabbles with the formula. And you just don't get the same kind of finish, I feel, once you've repressed it. I'm not sure if this one will do that too, but that's my experience with powders I've repressed in the past. So I've decided I'm not going to bother. So I'm just going to use this as much as I can. And then next Shop My Stash, I'm going to roll this out and select a different powder. Then for brows, my Catrice brow pencil. This is the Fill Fix. I'm not sure anymore because all the writing has rubbed off. Which is lovely. And by now that soap brow stuff has sort of settled in my brows, so my brows now feel tacky. Well, not tacky, but just, there's product in there, you can feel it. And then what I just like to do to make sure because they already have hold now, I just use a spoolie on the end. And that's how I've been doing my brows all month, and it's been working really well. It's just the soap brow thing is a bit too messy for me to be using it on the regular, but it's nice. This works just fine. For bronzer, I was using the Catrice Clean ID bronzer as well, which looks like this. this was limited edition, so I don't think you can still get it. In fact, Catrice doesn't even list this on their website anymore. Like, the entire limited edition isn't even there. So it's like I have these products, but Catrice themselves don't even believe anymore that they sold these products. Because I was trying to look up how much I paid for some of these items, and I couldn't find them anymore online. I was like, I'm pretty sure I bought it off this website. Oh well. And what's the real bummer is that it's a really good bronzer for fair skin. So I didn't put it in my bronzer video that I did earlier this month, because I was like, I cannot recommend this to people because nobody can buy this anymore. But as you can see, it works really well for me. A combination that I have found works really, really well is this highlighter from the Saem, the Prism highlighter in shade 1. And it looks really pink in the pan. But on the cheeks, it has just a really, really lovely shine. And I was afraid actually that this would be more of like a blush topper on me. But actually it isn't. It has a really nice, like warmish pink sheen, if that makes sense. Because it has a gold, I'm sure if you can see in the pan, but it has a gold reflect. It's really pretty. Adds just the right amount of shine that I like. And then I'm going in with an OG, my H&M blush in Cantaloupe. I've been wearing this a lot this month. I have worn my other blushes a lot too. I put in Benefit's Coralista, which is my OG favorite blush. But this is that soft, peachy, melony kind of shade that this time of year I just love. So this was great for days where I wasn't sure how my eye look was going to come out, because this is just so non-offensive and you can just wear it with anything. I know some people are going to leave comments like, you need to wear more blush, but I just like this very natural, glowy, barely there kind of blush look. That's just my preference. I'm going to be double priming my lids. And I double prime my lids with a MAC Paint Pot and a cream colored eyeshadow that I just like to set it with before we move on to the actual eyeshadow, which is the Norns palette from Oden's Eye, as I mentioned in my intro. Now, I really wanted to try as many eyeshadow palettes this month as I could, but because of the whole back issue and just, it just really meant that I didn't do my makeup as often as I would have liked. So today I'm actually throwing on makeup just so I have something to do. You could say, because I've been either really tired and like sitting down and doing things is just not something I can do at the moment. So it's been a ride. But yeah, this is what the color story looks like. And I actually want to put in this blue, greeny, teal kind of shimmer, and then these 4 shades. Now this is a palette that has more shimmers than mattes. And I actually, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I want to do a look with these like mauve-y tones over here. Maybe pull in that purple. I think that will be nice. And I think I can do something with these like warmish tones that it's got going on in this row as well. So that's sort of the way I sort of divided this palette in my brain. So I think I'm just going to put that teal in the crease. I think I want to try and put this shimmer or this shimmer. Ooh. I think this will be pretty. This combination may be pretty on the lower lash line. And then maybe those 2 shimmers. Oh, that could be pretty. Those 2 shimmers, because they're sort of renditions of the same thing. See if they go together on the lid. So to do a bit of a halo eye. I think that might work. And then this I'm going to throw in the inner corner, because even though, do you see that it's got like 2 colors to it, but when you swatch it, it just works like a champagne-y, sparkly kind of shade. So I already know that from swatching it, that it looks more like a neutral. And it's a bit like a topper kind of shade. So, and one thing I really like, because Oden's Eye was starting to do some pressed glitters in their palettes, none of these are pressed glitters, which is great. So let me do this eye look, zoom you in, and then we'll chat about how these shadows performed. It will be a total first impression, because I haven't used this palette yet. I am loving the way these shimmers look on the eye. They are so iridescent and sparkly without them being glitters, and I just love it. I didn't even use a setting spray. The only thing I used is brushes and fingers, and I feel I can get a really nice opaque look. So I'm loving that. I really like that teal that I've used in the crease. I mean, we all know how I feel about teal eyeshadow. I feel it goes really well with my brown eyes, which is why I love these bluish green shades. And I really like how the lid came together. However, I was hoping that I could do a halo eye with these two, because this seem to be more green tone and this seems to be more like bluish toned, but they are too similar that once you put them on the eye, they kind of blend together and look the same. However, this definitely does pull more green, so I think if I were to just put that with the teal, it would look really pretty. And this, it's like applying glass shards to the eye, as in not the actual glass, but like that iridescent sparkle that you get. This is probably one of the best shades in the palette. I can already predict that right now. I really like this green as well. That's what I've used on the lower lash line together with the teal, just to, and I really like how it sort of ties it together. I like my lower lash line to be a little bit darker, but to still have a little bit of iridescent sparkle, and that shade works really well. And as predicted, this shade works really well in the inner corner. And I did go in with the black a little bit as liner, because I felt that with all those sparkles, there was just not enough depth and definition. So I did go in with a little bit of the black to use that as liner. So that's what I ended up doing. And I have to say, I'm very impressed. Very good first impression here. I can't wait to use the other shades in the palette as well. And I haven't heard too many people chatting about this one yet. I've heard a lot of people talking about their smaller palettes, but this larger palette I haven't heard much about. I haven't seen a lot of people using it, and I think, yeah, this is my kind of vibe. This is what I live for. Let's finish off the look. We've got setting spray. And as I had predicted, I am going through this quite quickly, but I don't know, I have found that with this product, I don't need to use as much as I would with a normal one. So this isn't this setting spray where you really need to douse your entire face until it's wet. So I have been using less of it, so I have been going through it less quickly than I have anticipated, but still a good amount of this is gone. And then now what we're going to be finishing off the look with is a Lisa Eldridge lipstick, and I bought some of her luxuriously loosened lipsticks. This is the one in the shade Painterly, and you look at this probably going like, it's going to be way too dark. But let me show you how pretty this is on. This is such a unique lipstick. Would you have expected from this brown toned kind of color in the bullet that it's going to look this neutral and natural on the lips? I definitely didn't, and I think that this is another great lipstick that just goes with so many different looks. Is it the perfect one for this look? Maybe not. Perhaps it's a little bit too warm toned. Definitely has quite a bit of red, but I feel that it goes with so many different things, and I just wanted to show you another one of these because I love these lipsticks. I've been wearing them all July, you could say, but I have also been wearing some of my reds again. I've been really having a red lipstick moment now that we don't have to wear face masks anymore, everywhere anymore. That's what I was trying to say. Darn, that painkiller is really starting to work its magic on my brain. Yeah, I just think I'm going to be rounding off the video here. Thank you very much for watching today's video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to be on the mend soon so I can film some more videos for you, because if you would like to stay tuned, then as of August 1st, we are going to be starting something very exciting, at least I think it's exciting on this channel, which is palette month. So August is going to be dedicated all to eyeshadow palettes. The only things I'm going to be doing are the videos I always do. So shop my stash, get ready with me, full face of new makeup releases. And everything else is going to be eyeshadow palettes, and I will be uploading one extra video a week because I will have summer break all August, so I can do a little bit extra. So that's what we're going to be doing. I hope you would like to stay tuned for that, and I hope to see you in my next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.